Beware of the blob, it creeps and leaps and glides and slides across the floor, right through the door and all around the wall. A splotch, a blotch, be careful of the blob. On Attack of the Killer podcast.
Attention planet Earth and beyond. Stay tuned for Attack of the Killer podcast. 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 Yay!
What?
Hello, listeners. It's Insane Mike, the host of Attack of the Killer podcast, and we ran into a little bit of scheduling problems with the podcast crew, and so we're taking just a little bit of a break, but being the professionals that we are still going to put out normal content for you. So for this episode, we're going to go into the Wayback Machine to August 31st of 2024, where we did a live podcast recording after a special presentation of The Blob from 1988 at the Capitol Theater in Burlington. And it was an epic event because we had several members of the Prescribed Films Podcast Network on this live podcast recording. So, of course, the whole Attack of the Killer podcast crew was there. I Like It Spooky podcast was there. Bret and Tony with Ash and Abe podcast was there as well. So it was a pretty cool show, and now we're going to present it to you for this episode of Attack of the Killer podcast. We will be back. We will be back for the next time. Don't worry, kiddos. We just had to take a little break, but enjoy the Prescribed Films Podcast Network live podcast of The Blob from 1988.
If it had a mind, you could reason with it. If it had a body, you could shoot it. If it had a heart, you could kill it. Now, man is no longer the supreme being on this planet.
The organism is growing at a geometric rate. By all accounts, it's at least 1,000 times its original mass.
Nobody believes me about what happened tonight.
What did happen?
You were there, you saw.
Plasmic life form that hunts its prey. Predator.
I want that organism alive.
I think you ticked it off.
Blob. Terror has no shape.
Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. I am Insane Mike from the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, and you are in for a treat because we don't have just one or two. We've got 2.5 of shows from the podcast network here right now to talk about our film this evening, The Blob. So first off, the man who put this together from the I Like It Spooky podcast took time out from Rod's bathtub to be here. Brian.
I'm going to need another bath.
Our next podcast is the Bret and Tony with Ash and
That's fair.
Abby.
Yeah. Yep.
First off, he's making his own remake of The Blob, where the Blob contemplates the existence of God. It's called Play-Doh. Bret.
Hey, guys. I'm so scared now.
Next up, he's my favorite turd, Tony.
Tony. Really? That's it? That's all you got?
Yeah, that's all I got for you, pal.
You want a whole paragraph for Bret.
And he wasn't scared of the blob. He knew he could outrun it because it's out of shape. Abe, everybody! And now the podcast you've all been waiting for, Attack of the Killer podcast. First of all, there's me. Hi, Insane Mike. How you doing?
You didn't write yourself a joke?
I am the joke.
Oh.
He's the Kevin Dillon of Attack of the Killer podcast because he has a motorcycle and he's always wiping out on it. Jason!
Hi, everybody. Thanks for coming.
Next up, he's kind of like that character Scott in the film because he's also got dingleberries in his trunk. Tad!
I want to be Matt Dillon.
And lastly, don't look because I think he sat in gum. Brian!
Hello, everybody.
All right, so let's do this. What do you guys want to talk about? We want to talk
said
about that
gum.
movie we just watched?
I know Godso wanted to sort of talk about, did you talk about how this event came to be?
Yeah, so every year I come to Snake Alley Festival of Film and I listen to Bret over here talk about how they want to show the stuff at the Capitol.
Yeah.
And I think that's been going on for 3 or 4 years now. So this year I finally got sick of him talking about it. So I said, Bret, pardon my French, let's just fucking show a movie already. So I thought, well, let's just find a sponsor and show a movie and do a podcast afterwards. So I just started brainstorming, and here we are. And next year, Bret's going to show a movie here.
The stuff.
Sure.
Hopefully.
Right.
Yeah, the stuff. And the reason we didn't show the stuff, it
That's
didn't
Ashland.
come. So
Our
we could have showed the stuff.
What I want to know right now, if you guys can sing the jingle from the stuff.
Oh, dude.
Ooh.
Because you guys came here for singing, right?
I can't
Yes.
sing.
No?
No.
Nope, I
no.
can't sing.
Nope.
I want my money back.
You're not going to record. You're not going to record me trying to sing either.
No, I don't know the lyrics.
Oh, now I have a mission if that's the thing. So is anybody up here their first time watching this movie?
That's me.
I knew it. I was like, I hope he saves it for the big screen.
I did. These guys talked me into watching the original, so I did see that one, but this one was completely fresh.
And
It's amazing.
oh yeah.
So good.
He sat right in front of me, and every now and then I just see him bobbing his head. Yeah, yeah.
Dude, the effects, man, they were so great.
Oh, the effects are killer.
So you guys watched the original. What are your thoughts of the original versus this one?
I mean, I liked how in like the 1950s, the U.S. Army saved them, and then like 30 years later, it's like, oh, now they're the bad guys.
Yep, the Army's the bad
Yeah.
guys in this version.
A lot of things changed in those years.
Yep, and like, oh, the perception of everything has changed.
Yeah. On how it's changed the perception of our military in 30 years.
And all the teenagers still look old. And
A lot less, though.
A lot less.
They actually looked roughly their respective ages.
Yeah, they were all like 40.
Yeah.
40-ish, it looked like in the
Yeah.
original.
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, you look like you should be the dad.
And they're even called the teenagers, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the
Steve
40-year-olds.
McQueen's dad didn't come in with a cane or anything.
Yeah, Steve
clearly
McQueen
should've.
looked like he was like 40.
He had to be.
So you're saying Steve McQueen does not look like a teenager in the original movie?
No.
No.
I think he actually looks older than the adults.
Yeah, he
Yes,
does.
very much so.
Actually, when they at one point they call his dad down to the police station, and I thought I was like real curious on what age this man was going to be that was going to walk through the door.
Yeah,
but
well, like-
he was kind of age appropriate
Yeah,
because
he-
I think he was like 80.
Actually, I thought he was, I thought he was like 5 years younger than Steve McQueen.
Yeah, probably.
He was a late bloomer.
Yeah.
And so, Abe, then, like, you watching the original and then watching this one, was the twist cool? Was it like, oh my God, it's military made. It's not from outer space.
I did like that aspect of it. It added a whole new dimension to it. I think the original, it was kind of just outer spacey, and I'm not much for sci-fi personally, but I like that aspect of it.
Yeah, but usually sci-fi, you don't like the buttons. Like, there's too many buttons
There
and
are
spaceships
too
and
many.
shit.
no,
but
no,
like,
Yeah.
no buttons.
Yeah, that's what was great about this one. No buttons.
No buttons,
Not
yeah.
a single one.
Cool. Well, what about the rest of you guys? This isn't obviously your first time, but can you remember the first time you ever saw this version of the Blob?
Yeah, a couple of years ago for our podcast. I was really late to seeing this. Always knew of it, knew the poster. I sort of just had a preconceived notion from the original that it was like, I don't know. This is a lot more of. I love the comparisons of like the Thing from Another World and the Thing, and then the Blob and the Blob. Like, it's a perfect, like, you could do a great quadruple feature because it just, like, they knew how to do remakes.
Yeah. It there's always been nowadays like, oh, remakes, everything's remake, blah 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 blah
blah blah blah blah blah blah.
Yeah, but there was that little time period right there in the '80s that they kind of nailed it with the Blob, the Fly, the Thing.
Right, and they're completely different from the originals.
Yeah. What about you? Do you remember your first time?
Yeah, well, the first time I saw the whole thing was probably, I don't know, I was 13 or 14. It was after we got satellite, and I saw it on TNT or TBS or one of those. It's not that exciting of a story, but the first time I ever saw part of it, my parents had taken me to a Twins game, which I don't know why, because I've never liked sports. I suppose they were just hoping I'd get into that instead of all the weird monster crap that I used to love. But we got back to the hotel after the game, and we're channel surfing as everyone was taking turns in the shower, and I came across the scene where George gets sucked into the sink in the diner, which burned itself into my brain, and my mom, I think, has never moved faster in her life trying to get the remote control to change the channel, so I didn't see the rest of this horrific thing. So I had that scene and had no idea what it was in my head for many years before I finally saw the rest of the movie. It's like, oh, this is the thing that scared the shit out of me when I was 8 years old.
When watching it, that young, and you're doing dishes, and the sink is clogged, do you like second guess it before you try to unclog it? It's like, no, I better get a plunger. Jason, what about you?
Don't you just love that? That when the head goes into that's the moment you're just like, holy frick. That's what I love about this movie is there's those visceral moments of just, there's force, there's, really gives you a sense of how strong this thing is. That it's not
the
just
telephone booth.
Yeah.
I was going to say the phone booth was probably my favorite as far as that impact goes.
But to answer your question, me and my friends, we would always just go to the video store and we just pick a movie or 6 to take home for the weekend, and that's where I remember watching it, and just loved it.
Brian, what about you?
I don't know if I've seen this movie. I watched it a couple weeks ago, but I don't remember this from my childhood. I was telling actually somebody earlier today in Burlington, we were walking downtown, and they're like, oh, you're showing the Blob. I remember seeing that as a kid, and I was like, I don't. I grew up maybe more like you, Mike. I saw Truth or Dare, Critical Consequence, and Face to Death when I was a kid, and those are burned into my brain. We didn't go for like the mainstream stuff. So it may have only been within the last 5 years that I've seen this. I've seen the original, probably on Svengoolie or on a black and white TV program at one point. But I'm with you all. I love just the special effects in this one. It just eats at you, and it leads me to believe that one thing the Thing didn't do that the Blob did, horror grew up in the 80s. Like, people realized that monsters were not to be scared of. Humanity was the real, villain.
Oh, yeah. And so with the fact of the military being in...
Yeah. But the military created this thing. It's not from another planet. It's not something... It's something that we did to ourselves.
Yeah, well, I think it's probably safe to say I'm the oldest one up here, and I'm 100% an 80s kid, and I was also, avid reader of Fango, so when this movie was coming out, Fangoria did a lot of coverage of it, and just those covers, man, of they put on the cover, if I remember right, they put on the cover of Fangoria magazine, issue number. No, I'm kidding. I don't know the issue. The kid who's like half melting underneath the blob, reaching out for Shawnee Smith. They put that front and cover. I mean, oh man, oh, it was good old days. But so I was psyched to see this, and I actually got to see this in a movie theater when it came out.
So, like, spoilers pre-internet, the cover of Fango, because that's a big twist. It does like the Hitchcock thing where you think he's going to be the lead, and he's the first to die. Well, not the first, but he dies right away, and it's like, oh shit, like we're switching gears right away. It sort of establishes it right away.
Well, I'm talking about the kid in the sewer.
Oh, the little kid.
The little kid they put on the
Dang.
cover of him reaching out. And so, and that's what's so shocking. And what's great, too, from this era, you never saw that in a mainstream film. You never saw a kid getting killed on screen. So, in my circle, it's like, oh, man, there's a kid in this movie. They're going to survive. And then Blob slapped us in the face and said, nope, we'll even kill a kid. Tony, when did you first see this movie?
Probably late 90s.
Cool.
Like TNT or something. Probably USA,
nice.
maybe Up All Night, I think, maybe.
Up All Night.
Yeah, one of those.
And Bret?
I saw this in high school because Shawnee Smith, because she was on Becker, and I used to watch that. Used to watch the shit out of the reruns, and then I was flipping through satellite one day, and I saw that she was listed in this Blob movie, so I
careful what you say.
Had to watch it.
She's my girlfriend. Be careful.
Oh yeah, no, I wouldn't talk shit.
I would.
I watched the movie because of her.
Yeah, she's awesome. I think I first saw her in summer school. I think summer school came out before the Blob. So, yeah, she's awesome, and got to meet her at Crypticon. God, what year was that? It was forever ago. And she's just awesome.
Is that when she was deep into the Saw movies?
Oh, yeah.
Getting better? Yeah.
Yep. I think it was her panel. Was it just her in her panel? I thought somebody else was with her. Was what's-his-face? Was Jigsaw himself
Tobin,
at that show?
Tobin was there, yeah.
Tobin was there, so it was them too. And, oh, my God, she was hilarious. She's really, really funny.
I remember you and Jason were both, like, super stoked, and I just knew her from the Saw movies. I hadn't seen The Blob yet. And you guys were just like, she was my crush growing. I'm like, she's, that tracks age-wise. And then I saw this, and I'm like, okay, I get it. Like, not that she's not still, crushable, but, like, you guys,
Mike had a thing for girls with mullets and with the big hair and the...
Well, I had seen that, like, both of the leads, her and the Dylan, they wore hair extensions in this. Like, I had read that they had to wear hair extensions because Frank Darabont had, like, an image in his head of what he wanted them to look like. So that awful hair.
He wanted the mullet.
Yeah.
And what you guys don't know, that Kevin Dillon's hair in this movie is exactly what Mike's hair looked like in high school.
Exactly.
Let me pull up a picture.
That is amazing.
No.
Pull up a senior picture.
I'm not kidding.
He's like, if he can pull Shawnee Smith in that movie, I need
That's
that.
why
Did it.
Yeah, it makes sense now.
He had a shitty dirt bike.
That explains a lot.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That's like he's the 80s Steve McQueen, really. I mean, like, they sort of just took that character and made him more 80s. Like, what if we gave him a mullet? And,
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's definitely the replacement for Steve McQueen, which is cool. It's like you were saying before. You think it's going to be the boyfriend because that's how it is in the original movie.
Yep.
You think it's going to be not boyfriend, date.
Yet,
I guess.
yeah.
Yeah. And they flipped the script on it and killed him right away.
Man, his death is so great. Just seeing that blob like moving over his
just pulling his
face,
skin back.
it's like, oh man.
Well, it makes me
So
think of
gross.
like the slime you buy from the quarter machines. Like, I'd always throw it in the ceiling. My mom would get so pissed. I just think of I'd put my hands through it, and it's sort of like the same like consistency. Like I just, yeah.
Yeah, you even if when she got that stuff off the ceiling, it left a stain.
Yep.
I guarantee
Yep.
it. Yeah.
Probably still there. Sorry, Mom.
All right. So, what else?
How about that? I love the little things in this one, like the references to strawberry jam. That's
Yeah.
great, because this is not what they used in the original.
That's what it looked like. I don't know
It sure
if that's
looked-
exactly what they used, but it definitely looks like
tying
that.
it in there.
Yeah. Yeah.
It was some kind of gelatin. I don't think it was flavored necessarily, but there is a guy who still has what remains of the original Blob that he carries around in a bucket, and he goes to that Blob Fest thing every year when they show the movie in the theater.
Does he
that's in
do
the
like
theaters.
photo ops with it? Like
Yeah, you can touch it.
Oh my god, it's probably so gross. That's probably the source of COVID-19. Like,
Yeah, there's all kinds of hair in it now. and
it has teeth. It's like, how did it get teeth?
It evolved. Yeah. For those who don't know, Blobfest is a thing they do every single year at the original theater that the movie in the original Blob takes place at.
It's still around.
Yep.
That's awesome.
Yep. I know they do like a short film festival, and obviously they show the Blob. They do all kinds of crazy stuff every year. I've always wanted to go.
Yeah, it would be cool to go to that. It's out in Pennsylvania.
I think. I honestly can't remember. But
What Friday 13th was in this film? What movie were they watching at the theater?
that wasn't an actual Friday the 13th film. That hockey mask was all wrong.
All wrong.
Oh, hey, Tad. Which made you angrier, the people talking or the person with the little kid with the headphones?
I don't know. At least headphones you keep to yourself. I don't care if you, But the dude behind it, like, that is like what going to a theater right now is like.
You wish you could hire a Blob to work in this theater
Yes.
to just hang on the ceiling.
Yeah, when
grab
that guy
people.
gets sucked up, I'm just like, oh my god, that is the most satisfying death in the whole movie.
I was imagining that was you as a little kid in that theater.
Yeah. Just looking back at that guy. No, I just got to give a shout out to Blake because when the pharmacist's dad pulls out the newspaper and he says ribbed, I heard Blake in the back go, "Oh, I want some ribs."
Not the same.
Yeah, you don't want to be chewing on them ribs. Yeah.
You might want to.
So one thing I want to bring up, we started talking a little bit about the cast, but I want to throw out there the guy who played the Reverend. That is a guy by the name of Del Close. And that was one of the things I was obsessed with when this movie came out, because I was like, that can't be the same Del Close. Because Del Close, I knew him back then because there was a comic book that I read called Wasteland. It was put out by DC, and it was like one of the weirdest anthology horror comics ever made, because it really wasn't horror, even though some of them had some really creepy stories. But there was just like a lot of like, it was almost as if the writers of Mad Magazine teamed up with Hunter S. Thompson, and they just put whatever was in their brain on a page. And I really liked that comic a lot because it was so weird. But I always noticed in the writing credits on this book, Del Close. I'm like, who's this Del Close guy? And then one issue was, because he did a lot of autobiographical stories in this book, and one issue was this actor who's playing a reverend on the set of this horror movie, and I'm like, what? So it is the same Del Close. And then years later, I learned that Del Close actually is he's kind of like the god of improvisational comedy. He worked in Second City for a long time. So many comedians were taught and trained by Del Close, and there's a really cool documentary about him on Hulu. He's kind of a nut, but I just wanted to throw that out there.
What's the name of the documentary? Is it something cool, like some kind of pun for close?
I honestly don't remember because it's been several years since I've seen it.
Was he in like other movies or just improv and then somehow ended up in the Blob?
See, and that's what's weird about it, because like I wanted to learn more about this guy after reading that comic and seeing him in the movie, and I at that time could never learn any. I never figured out anything else about him. So I don't think he really did movies, and that's why I was so obsessed with it. That he was just always this improv guy, and how did he end up in the Blob, playing a reverend of all things? So, yeah.
He
So
would
that's
have
my little note.
probably been in another movie if the Blob made any money.
I mean, they set that thing up for a sequel.
Yeah, that was what I was going to say. Why? I'm just surprised it hasn't been remade or sequeled or anything. I don't know the box office how it did, but
$8.2 million against a $10 million budget, so it lost money.
So yeah, that's why it doesn't have a sequel.
Guys, I tried. I went once.
Almost got it.
We should all have gone too.
Yeah, I was
I'd have
5.
been 4.
Yeah, whatever.
Well, tonight we contributed like $12 to its
Yeah.
ongoing box office. So
Well, there was almost a remake, and I was talking to Brian about that earlier. You want to?
Yeah, at one point, Rob Zombie was attached to do another version of the Blob, which would have been really interesting. I don't think it ever got to a full script stage, but there were treatments. And
does Rob Zombie write scripts?
Well, yeah, it's mostly
Does
just
he write
improvised
scripts?
cussing. Yeah, but the idea was for it to be after the main Blob, like what would have happened in this movie. That's all done already. They've contained the creature, but it's not fully post-apocalyptic, but in the aftermath of this, there are cults springing up worshiping the Blob as some sort of deity, and bits of it get into people and infect them, and there are like blob people running around, but not a giant blob. So he wanted to make a blob that you never actually saw the Blob.
And of course, the joke: Sherry Moon Zombie would have played the Blob.
Come on.
And it may have had more mullets than this one.
That Blob would have had teeth and hair,
long dirty and it would have grown up in a trailer park.
Yes.
Had a rough childhood, and that's why it ate people.
Yeah. Oh, and I was telling you, I was wrong. I remembered it during the movie, our conversation, and I kept telling you that he dropped that to try to do a biopic on Charlie Chaplin, but it was a biopic on Groucho Marx that he was going to do.
That makes more sense
Yeah.
with all the Marx Brothers
It was
references.
based on that book about the last few sad years of his life where he was sick and homebound.
Yep.
And I'm just like a Rob Zombie somber biopic. I can't imagine it.
Well, I mean, when I first heard he wanted to do a biopic of Groucho Marx, I didn't learn that it was towards the end of his life. And when I did, I'm like, well, that does make more sense because now we could put Groucho Marx in a long beard and dreadlocks.
Yeah. And somehow Sherry's playing Groucho. Bill Moseley as Groucho Marx.
Bill Moseley.
Speaking of,
that was him, right?
Yeah,
That was
he
him.
showed up.
Sure.
Yep.
That's awesome.
That was a cool cameo, playing the military guy that they ran into in the sewer.
Yep.
He stole his rocket launcher.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, Kevin Dillon's so cool he can one-hand a rocket launcher. That's so badass.
See Chuck Norris do that.
Well, all of this stuff, to me, watching it, we see this big mutant blob and all, but the most unbelievable part to me is that his motorcycle starts on the first kick. There's no way.
Especially after he ditches it in the sewer in the water.
Right.
Yeah.
Has anybody ever talked to Chuck Russell yet in no life?
Has anybody what?
Ever talked to the director, Chuck Russell?
Yeah, Chuck Russell, the director of this, yeah.
Has anybody ever interviewed him or talked to him?
Oh, nah, I haven't.
Somebody probably has.
I kind of did today.
You did?
Abe.
Oh, me.
So, this morning at 2 a.m., I was going to tweet him.
Yeah, of course you're going to tweet him.
But,
That's what we do.
But he's not on Twitter.
Oh.
So I did the next logical thing. I Googled how to get in contact with Chuck Russell. So I made a LinkedIn account at 2 in the morning. I sent him a message that Abe is going to read right now.
This is borderline creepy.
And he responded.
Tony, you got to be on the list somewhere.
If not,
Just
he's
one
be
list?
after this.
Yeah, I think we're cool now. I made a new best friend.
Hello, my name is Tony Miller. My friends and I are putting on a screening of The Blob tonight in Burlington, Iowa at the Capitol Theater, followed by a podcast about it. Just wondering if you have any stories or insight or anything you remember from making The Blob. If not, totally get it. Thank you for your time. Chuck Russell.
No. Clifford says this is at 1:46 a.m.
I did forget to read the time. 1:46 a.m. He responded the next day at 2:38.
So today at 2:30.
Yes. Chuck Russell, tonight? I do have a family event today.
He thought I invited him. I did not invite him. I just wanted some insight.
The Blob was made of hand-painted silk prom dresses injected with methacil, maybe, which was used back in the day to thicken milkshakes at McDonald's. Made into sections, we could puppet that weighted too much. It was very slippery set. Tony Miller, awesome, thank you. Loved the mask, by the way.
Did not hear back.
What if Tony was like, and everybody, welcome Chuck, and he like comes down the aisle?
Yeah. So I made a new friend.
Honey, this guy thinks I made the Blob.
Oh, I might be on the list. Probably on the list.
You probably have a
and then he immediately blocks
way.
you.
Yeah. But I mean, still cool that he responded.
I know.
Yeah,
so
cool.
I did not think I would get a response. I was like blocked.
Are you sure it was the same?
I was just
We're
getting ready
not
to
sure,
check
no.
the
Oh,
picture.
it is.
It's just a random Chuck Russell.
Does he have a blue check mark? I was thinking about like the difference, like we sort of talked about it earlier, but like the stark difference between 50s, like the over 30 years, but now like the 80s version, all these years later is like still would be the same. Like people don't trust the government. Like I'm watching it, and of course we live, we're a couple years after COVID-19, a pandemic, and it's hard not to think of that when you're watching this of like, yeah, people don't, they're quarantining people into a building, and people aren't trusting the government, and it's like, yeah, if you remade it, it would be pretty similar to that right now. It would just have probably prettier people.
Sorry, Kevin Dillon.
I mean, not that they weren't 80s pretty, but I'm just saying, like, that's sort of the vibe now. But I really am just sort of surprised we haven't seen this redone in any way, or a requel or sequel or remake or anything. Just nothing from The Blob for so long.
Is there like a legal battle we don't know about rights?
It's just hard to make action figures of that thing.
You talked to the director. Why didn't you ask him that?
I have a restraining order. Okay.
Yeah. Can you message him right now? Everybody, just hold on like half an hour.
Okay, one sec.
I did see there was a director attached to a remake, though. It's one of the guys that did The Signal from 2007, I think.
Okay. We just talked about
we just talked about that dude.
Yeah. Which movie did he?
He directed the My Super Psycho Sweet 16.
Okay.
Yeah, he did the whole trilogy.
So maybe don't make The Blob as
or any other movie ever again.
But The Signal's awesome.
My Super Psycho Sweet Blob.
All right, what else, guys? Anybody ever seen the original sequel to The Blob?
Is that the Son of the Blob?
Yes.
I skipped that.
Yeah, Beware of the Blob, a.k.a. Son of the Blob, directed by
Larry Hagman.
Thank you, Larry Hagman. And Larry Hagman, for those who don't know, played JR on Dallas. That was a big thing back in the day when there was a whole plot line at the end of a season. Like probably one of the first really big season cliffhangers in TV history of, he gets shot, and so everybody throughout the entire summer is like, who shot JR? Who shot JR? So I have the DVD at home of Beware of the Blob, and it says right on the cover from the movie that JR shot. Is what it says. So if that gives you any indication of what Beware of the Blob is like.
When was that made? What year?
It was the 70s. I don't remember the exact year.
So
it
was maybe closer to the reboot than the actual first movie.
It doesn't feel like it's anywhere close.
Right in between.
Yeah, because it looks like you would not believe like a Hollywood actor, because even before Dallas, this would have been before he was on Dallas, but even before Dallas, he was what's his face on I Dream of Jeannie. He was the lead on that, the male lead on that. So you would think like, okay, a Hollywood guy, he's going to make a Hollywood looking picture, but no, this thing looks like anything I would watch on something weird video.
Do you even see the Blob, or is it always off screen and they're always reacting to this?
No, well, there is a lot of that, but no, there is a lot of shots of the Blob, but it almost felt like they were just basically doing the same effects from the 50s version. So it just looked like a
Which,
gelatin.
for the time, I thought were really good in the 50s version.
Yeah, but a lot of superimposed shots that don't look nearly as good as the 50s version.
Yeah, and a lot of things happen off screen. So like, oh no, it's eating them.
Yeah.
So it's like the Blob had a one-night stand and had a child out of wedlock, and it's upset. So
Well, it's interesting because it's like, so the setup of the movie, and even the setup is just like weird because it's just rambling nonsense for the first 5 minutes. But this guy comes home after his trip to the Antarctic or whatever. But he looks like he just got off work at the gas station, and he's carrying a cooler that has a chunk of the Blob in it, and that's how it starts. Yeah. So
I like the
at the ending of
continuity.
this one, where somebody's carrying around a chunk of the Blob. Yeah. What else?
I like my idea better.
Did they ever call it the Blob in any of the movies? Because I was trying to pay attention to that, and like watching the remake and this one, I never heard anybody say it's the Blob.
It's the Blob.
Yeah, like nobody ever.
Just like that too.
Yeah.
I don't think it's ever called out by name in any of the movies. It's interesting, but yeah, who would think to shout that out when they're getting chased by
Tony.
this big gelatinous goo?
I would.
Of course you would. Yeah.
I think it's interesting that it has like throughout the movie it starts as just this literally like a blob, but then it suddenly has like tentacles so it can grab you, and there's like not really set in stone rules because they don't really explain, exactly what it is, which I think is great.
It had so much more personality, I felt like this Blob than in the original.
Yeah.
Like the Blob itself, like it was its own creature rather than just an amorphous hunting machine.
And they also just didn't have the technology to make it be able to form pseudopods and things like that. And this one, it can create any form that it finds useful. Did you also notice that when it first grabs Can Man's hand, when we see it come out of the meteorite, or the satellite as we find out later, it's basically completely translucent and clear, and it gets darker and darker throughout the movie. The more people it absorbs, it becomes pink and then red.
And you think that, like it's absorbing that color through all the blood it's eating?
Yep.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
But to me, it's like when I see that, I'm like, that is so 80s to make it like neon pink. It's just like, well, you watch it and it's like, you see so many things that were influenced by that sort of look. And I don't know, I think Stranger Things and think, anything 80s, but it's like, it's just, to me, this is like a quintessential, like, if you were to show a movie that's like 80s, it's like, the hair, it doesn't have like a lot of, there are some, especially the end credit song, but like, I guess there's not a lot of 80s music in it.
No, but it's got definite 80s vibes, just the vibe.
Yeah, lots of cool pink, lighting and stuff to sort of help with that, but they don't go overboard. To me, like watching this movie, this is only the second time, but it's like, it's sort of like, it doesn't drag, but it's like, we're just setting up things to get to the gnarly kills and see what it can do, and folds the dude in half. That is awesome. The sheriff that sort of looks like Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. I'm sure he's a character actor. What's his name?
Yeah, he's the guy who gets in RoboCop. He gets melted by the toxic waste.
Yeah.
Yep.
What is everybody's favorite kill?
Ooh, good question.
I like when the Blob just slaps that person running down the street, like, "Come here, bitch!" And just slaps him. And he lifts him up, and you're like, "Oh, there's something."
It's like right out of a Looney Tunes
Peels it up, and he's flat on the.
My favorite one was when he was like that guy was capping a field and that chick, and they're like, okay. Then the Blob killed him. I'm like, okay, I'm on the Blob side now.
Yes. Oh yeah,
that was absolutely.
Because that was creepy as hell, and I'm like, and I'm like, oh, thank God, thank you, Blob.
I like the sheriff. It doesn't show it, but it just shows his face when she's in the phone book and she's trying to dial him. And then all of a sudden, like out of nowhere, you just see his face like right there. I like that a lot.
Yeah, I liked how that went nowhere, but I love that.
Yeah, they don't even really mention him anymore throughout the whole movie. I wasn't even 100% sure that was the sheriff.
The guy from RoboCop's the sheriff now.
Well, yeah.
He's like, fuck, I'm sheriff now. He's dead.
Yeah, because no one knows you got blobified.
Yeah,
No.
very true.
Yeah. But it does make me wonder. I want that scene of how he got to that state, because the Blob starts off on top of the telephone booth and surrounds the whole telephone booth, and then I could just imagine he's like, he sees that it's her being trapped in telephone.
Shows up for the date.
Still wants his date.
Comes running up to save her and just face dives right into the Blob.
Right into her, trips.
Oh yeah, I think he said trips.
Yeah, trips over something.
Who else hasn't gone for favorite?
George for me, just because of that good old childhood trauma.
So good. Oh.
Movie theater guy for me. I mean, relatable.
That's just the cathartic thing. Yeah.
I've always liked the telephone booth just for that force, man. It's just, I mean, I feel for her because she's such a sweetheart and innocent through the whole thing. So I'm hoping for her to get out, but it's clear that she's not, and just it's so powerful.
I think the drain one was my favorite. Just
the drain.
That's just bizarre. Seeing everything collapse down to that small little size was just so amazing.
Yeah, I'm with you. That's probably my favorite, is the guy getting sucked down the drain, for sure.
I want pipes like that, like, because those pipes expand. I'm like, in winter that would be the best, right? Like your pipes would never burst apparently because it's like they're somehow flexible. But I do love that this time I was thinking about like the now that I've seen it, like the foreshadowing of this being a like ski town, and we haven't had a wet winter, and then he has to drive he's trying to drive this, because it's like that would have made no sense later if he just drives out in a snowmaker. Like, oh, how convenient. So they had to plant a little seed at the beginning to be like, this is why this thing in this town exists.
There's other great little clues. There's that snow globe shot of her laying in bed staring at it. I love that.
I mean, the shot in the freezer when they figured out how to kill it.
Which is cool, because like when she's using the fire extinguisher, if they didn't have that scene in the freezer, you'd be like, she figured this out way too quickly with the fire extinguisher thing.
Right.
I like
But
that
because
little
they
touch.
had the cooler scene.
I'm still like, though, there's like 1,000 scientists. Did you not figure this out yet?
That's what I was thinking too.
Yeah.
Why don't you guys know this?
And what was his plan? He kept talking about containing the thing. What was the real plan?
There was
Containing
none.
it.
I mean, this is
Just shooting it.
This is 80s science. They don't know what they were
You're
doing.
right.
Good point.
They were going to create a vaccine and make all of us get the jab.
Yeah, you would figure out how to stop it before you would let it go, right?
Yeah.
You'd think. Yeah,
You would
that's
think.
Rule one.
Well, I also got the impression, though, that it went above and beyond what they expected it to do.
Yeah, they didn't release it on purpose. The thing, whatever they were doing with it in outer space, maybe they sent it up there to, like in
Get rid of
Monster
it.
from Green Hell, to be irradiated by gammas or gamma rays or whatever, and make it big. But they clearly had no idea it was going to be that big when they got into the town.
Make it fight a xenomorph.
I thought there was maybe like one little offshoot line about like it mutating in space or whatever. I don't remember the line, but yeah. So I think it wasn't what they expected it to turn out to be.
But they also lied to us in school, because dinosaurs were killed by the Blob, right?
That's right.
Yeah.
Clearly.
Finally solved that big mystery.
This movie's educational.
So if you guys, like, if they remade it today, what do you guys think would be like a good pick?
For the Blob?
Jim
Yeah.
Cummings.
Oh.
What?
Is that Wolf of Snow Hollow?
Yeah.
Yeah. that
Jim
guy.
Cummings?
Yep. Let that guy write and direct it.
Yes. He's the lead.
I
Make
love that
everything.
guy.
I want that weirdo Rob Zombie version, so I'm still on Team Zombie.
It actually sounded cool when you explained it to me earlier. I thought, because I had always heard him just quoted as like, "Yeah, I want to make a Blob movie without the Blob in it." And I'm like, and then it's not the Blob. But then when you explain it, I'm like, yeah, that does sound kind of cool.
So we're going A24 presents Rob Zombie starring Jim Cummings in the Blob.
I love it.
But Shawnee Smith still has to come.
Yes.
Yeah, she's
Of
back.
course.
Yeah, she's the mom of the kids.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's warning them all, but nobody's listening. No, of course. 'Cause
So again, down to that end, and you guys watch the original, the opening theme song, right?
It's amazing.
Right?
I can't sing.
I can't sing it. We're not going to sing it.
Damn it!
Is it what? The Beware of the Blob? That one?
Creeps.
Yes.
Yeah, full time. Like, what we watch it?
Through the door and all around the wall. Let's blotch. A blotch.
Everybody.
Careful of the wall.
I felt like the whole tone of the original was a lot different too. Like it didn't have that grittiness to it. It felt almost like wholesome in a way.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
got that
actually,
50s wholesome.
the filmmaker did that made Christian film before this.
Oh, that makes
So
sense.
that's why the wholesomeness fell into the Blob.
They went from Christian films to the
Yeah.
Blob.
Yeah, it's a natural transition.
Do you also feel like in the original too that there was no sense of urgency from these teams
No.
whatsoever?
No.
They're just so calm and cool about all of this. They're like, yeah, we saw something happen, man.
And why did the school have 25 fire extinguishers?
Yeah, right?
That makes no sense. That's like a lot.
Makes about as much sense as a random fire extinguisher being in the middle of the street that Shawnee Smith picks up and fires.
Yeah, that's touche.
Yeah, the Blob.
This movie's all about the amazing work of Tony Gardner, his special effects. Every movie you've ever seen that's got amazing special effects, he did it, and it just takes this movie to another level. It's definitely my favorite part, always has been.
Yeah.
I think what excels is knowing their limitations and like only doing a few stop motion scenes, or when it grows huge, they're doing perspective shots. Like I know that's out of necessity, but also like they're not trying to do things that will look bad. Like it still looks good today.
Yeah,
agreed.
Yeah, the effects hold up. There is a one or two composite shots that's like, that they're obviously not in the same frame, but for the most part, and just the overall Blob effects in general are just so good. And it had to have been like, we're gonna do the Blob, and Tony's like, oh my God, how do I make a Blob monster?
A fun challenge.
Yeah.
And apparently it's something they put in milkshakes.
Yep, you're welcome.
Thanks, Tony.
Yeah.
Well, that's what's great about that era in the 80s. Like, a lot of those guys were making this shit up as they went. They were figuring it out. Like The Thing, there was so many, or even American Werewolf in London. Like, that kind of stuff had never been done before. And these guys are like geniuses trying to figure it out and make it happen.
Yeah, that's probably like the Mount Rushmore of like special effects, like practical effects of those movies you just listed. Because I mean, this was '88, so it was still 7 years after The Thing, but like I can't help but compare them. I mean, they're remakes of old movies, not from the same time era, but it's like they're so vastly different from their originals, and they're way more visceral. They're great practical effects that sort of define the '80s horror to me. So it's like that would just be a fantastic double feature.
And Cronenberg,
throw the fly in there too.
Yes, The Fly.
Yeah.
Tony Gardner.
What's that?
Oh yeah, Cronenberg, The Fly, when that was remade in the 80s. That special effects were amazing.
Mr. Cronenberg and his body horror.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And now it would. I mean, everybody's like, no, it would be CG, but like I don't know. We're sort of getting back to a lot of practical effects in horror.
There's a lot of filmmakers out there that are really fighting for the practical, and and they campaign their movie because they use practical effects. Like it's like a badge of honor now to do practical effects in your film.
Well, maybe before we go today, we could do, if anybody has any questions about the movie, since we're all clearly experts on the film, or if you
Tony's
had any,
best friends with the director.
That's right, he's best friends with the director, or for the podcast.
He had a family thing tonight, but he couldn't
Nobody
make
can
it.
see anything, so just if you had a question, and I'll edit out any silence or bad questions.
Any questions? Yeah, literally can't see anybody.
Got one over there.
Okay.
Where was the film made at?
Well, it's set in California. I'm not sure exactly where it was filmed at.
Yeah, I'm not sure either.
I know the
Everybody
original
pull out their
was
phones.
filmed in like soundstage.
But the original set in Pennsylvania?
Something, I don't know.
I think the original was Pennsylvania, but yeah, this one I'm not sure.
Maybe.
No, I'm not Googling.
Any questions that we can answer?
So the answer was Hollywood.
Isn't that where all movies are made?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, New Zealand.
No,
original
Rod, anything, nothing at all.
Come on,
Seriously,
Rod's watched this movie like 6 times in preparation.
You can ask us anything.
Did you know in the original Steve McQueen was like smoking throughout the whole thing?
Yeah, there's a couple of shots where you can see like cigarette smoke wafting into the screen because he just took a puff right before the director called action.
Oh, that's it?
Yeah, he looked
No
48.
way.
He looks way older.
He looked like he's 48.
Way.
He looks rough.
I mean, he had gray hair. I mean, come on.
Surprised the Blob didn't catch on fire with all them cigarettes.
And also, the original film, one of the working title, I believe, was The Glob with a G.
The Glob?
And
that doesn't work.
Molten Comet, something, or Molten Meteor, something like that. I looked that up.
The Glob. God.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Wild again.
we got one up front.
Okay.
So did I hear correctly, the director of this film directed The Mask, Jim Carrey?
Yes, he did.
Yep. Chuck Russell.
Did he do anything else with it, or was that the only?
Elm Street 3.
Elm Street 3.
Also, he co-produced with Frank Darabont, who did this one with him too.
Yeah, they were kind of partners back in that day. And Frank Darabont has gone on to, he was, the first season of The Walking Dead. He did The Mist. He did Green Mile.
Shawshank Redemption.
Thank you. Yeah.
Which I think
the sheriff in this.
I'll have the sheriff in this.
Yeah, he's in all those.
The sheriff was that guy.
He's like he's Darabont's go-to guy.
I pointed to the screen.
Yeah, you did.
I'm dumb.
That guy.
You know
Yeah,
He's still up there.
Chuck Russell also did Eraser with Arnold, and then the Scorpion King, and then a lot of really bad like straight-to-video action movies with Travolta and Bruce Willis. So, yeah, he's still the last movie he directed was Witchboard in 2024.
Huh.
No, what's that?
Probably
That's
a
the new
reboot of
Witchboard
Witchboard
remake that's coming out.
He's back to doing horror movie remakes, guys. Let's be
Yep, that's what
excited.
it looks like.
I love Witchboard. You better not fuck that up.
Any other questions?
Yeah, you can wrap it up.
All right. Cool. Well, I'm going to put you on spot for a minute.
Okay.
See if you remember, because I barely remember. If you remember back in the IDFG days, there was we put on a couple of scripts, seminar thingies up in Des Moines, and there was a working lunch where we had somebody that was involved with the original Blob there, but I can't remember.
Nope.
The guy was a producer or who he was. You don't remember at all?
Nope.
Okay. I knew I would.
I cut all that out.
Yeah, you probably should. All right, so we're going to wrap it up. Final thoughts. Start down there at the end, Bret.
Final thoughts. Great movie. If I was going to rate it, probably like a 4 or something like that. Just a fun time. And that's all I like.
A 4 out of 5, right?
Yeah, 4 out of 5.
Okay.
That's all I ask of a movie. Just entertain me, and it does that like a motherfucker. So, love it.
100% agreed. I feel like this one was way better paced, according to the original. I liked how gritty and dark it was. I also would give it a 4.
Oh.
I mean, I love the little Kyoto development of Kevin Dillon when he in the beginning shooting. He wore a cowl when he when jumping the bridge, and then at the very end he finally was able to do that.
That's an arc.
So I love that arc, and I love the Mexican standoff. So just 4.
It's a good rating for you. 4. You hate everything.
I hate movies.
Yeah.
I borderline hated this.
He almost walked out of this and he was loving it.
I was angry.
Out of what? This?
Yeah, like twice. You didn't see it?
No, I was
He was
watching
like,
the
this is
movie.
too good.
Too
I'm
good.
leaving.
I am upset.
What do you think, Brian?
Brian, final thoughts?
Me? I mean, I love this film. I give it a 5 out of 5, but I just have fun with it. And like I said, I like when the Blob just slaps that guy on the fucking sidewalk. That's a 5 right there. I want to see more of that. I just want to see a movie where the Blob just walks
bitch
around
slapping
one
everybody.
day.
Goes around bitch slapping people.
Yeah, in the office. He's like, "What do you mean, Susan? I can't have Friday off." Fuck. Slaps her.
What kind of job would the Blob have?
A pimp, obviously.
What's that? A pimp?
A pimp.
No. I
HR.
think he works in
HR.
HR.
There you go.
Yeah. For like a McDonald's or something like that. Yeah.
Yep, I love this movie. Always have. It's all about the special effects for me. It's so fun. It's upbeat. It's fast paced. It's action packed. It's just so cool to imagine getting to work on this film and to be in the effects room, trying to figure this stuff out. And every single kill scene is so unique and fun, and it must have been a blast back in the Wild West days of effects, figuring this stuff out. So I love this movie a lot.
Ditto, Brian.
One of the rare cases where the remake, I think, is better than the original. I actually like this quite a bit more than the Steve McQueen one, and I like the Steve McQueen one quite a lot. Yeah, this is a great flick.
2 thumbs up.
We definitely want a big thanks to the Capitol for letting us do this today. Thanks to the coffee.
Dame Fine Coffee.
Dame Fine Coffee for sponsoring this event tonight. Really appreciate that.
And thanks to Brian for
Yes.
pulling
thanks,
this out of his
Godson.
ass. And,
Yeah. Making Bret do something.
Yeah.
Yeah. God. Usually it's Tony we have trouble getting him to do what we want, but this time it was Bret.
They paid me well.
Oh, yeah. So next year, at this time, we should just like show another movie.
Yeah.
How about the
But
stuff?
Bret's in charge this year, this time.
The stuff.
You guys
stuff?
know we're still recording as you are planning future
Yeah,
events right now.
So they can listen and put the date in their
You're
their
locking
calendar.
it down because
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
recorded.
We're going to forget.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks everybody for coming out tonight. We really
Thanks.
appreciate it.
Check us all out on the Prescribed Films Podcast Network, Attack of the Killer Podcast, Bret and Tony with Ash and Abe, and I Like It Spooky.
And there's
Thanks,
a lot of
everybody.
fun stuff, merch out in the hall.
Oh no, could this be the end of? Wow. Attack of the Killer.